Have you wondered how rich people become rich through loans? So on today's video, I am going to share with you how to do that. By the way, this is not what I have done, but this is something that I'm in a process of doing. And also, again, this is something that I've been reading a lot when it comes to being rich, when it comes to loans. So on today's video, we're going to deep dive and show you, or maybe tell you step by step, how to become rich through loans. By the way, I'm not a financial advisor. If you need one or seek one, please make sure that you find someone who is registered with the FSCA. By the way, let's continue with the video. So number one thing that you need to do is to know that loans are bad. Not that loans are bad. No. But majority of the people, or maybe the middle class and also the poor people, says that loans are bad. By the way, loans are not bad. So let's get deep into loans are bad. That's what poor people and middle class people are taught. So they taught that loans are bad, which is not true. Meanwhile, the rich are using loans to multiply wealth, buy time, and scale their businesses. So rich people know how to use the loans. So there's a bad side of the loans, and also there's a good side of the loans. So rich people are on the good side of the loans, and also bad people are on, maybe poor people or middle class people are in the bad side of the loans. But I'm going to explain deeper. They don't fear loans, which are the rich people, and also they master what we call the loans, how to master and multiply your wealth when it comes to loans. And then number two that we need to see, or maybe I want to tell you, is the difference in these things. So the poor borrow money to consume. The poor borrow money to consume, while the rich borrow money to multiply. So these are the difference between the poor people and the middle class compared to the rich people. The poor people borrow money to consume, and then again the rich people borrow money to multiply their wealth. Same loan, different mindset and different results. Let me explain with examples. So poor use of loans. So I'm going to speak about poor use of loans. What are the people using loans for? The poor. So right now, you borrowed $20,000 to buy a Lexus you can't maintain. So you're buying something that you are not going to be able to maintain for $20,000. So you collect salary advance to do the birthday parties. So parties are not going to give you money after doing it. But there's a good side whereby you can borrow maybe $20,000 to invest in events, meaning that you create parties so that people can come and pay, and also you're gonna make money. But if you're going to borrow to make a birthday party and not people coming for entrance to pay something, meaning that that is a poor use of loan. And then again, you collect student loans to flex abroad without a plan. And then the last one that I want to speak about is you collect a loan to do an elaborated wedding. Weddings are literally poor use of loans. There are people who are going to go to the loans, to get the loans just to get married and have a beautiful white wedding, which is not something that you can consider. You can't literally go and loan something that is not going to give you money back. That's something that you need to master if you want to be rich when it comes to loans. That's a liability loan. It keeps you trapped. And then, but the rich, how does the rich use their money to be able to multiply their wealth? They borrow money that makes more money for them. For example, loan to buy a rental property, loan to import products for resale, loan to acquire machines that automate your work, loan to run ads and scale an already working business. You can hear by this example, when you loan to buy a rental property, meaning that there are people that going to come to look for a residence for a certain amount of time, and then they are going to pay you monthly, meaning that you are going to get your money again. And loan to import products for resale, you're still going to get your money again. Loan to acquire machines that automated your work, you're still going to get your money. So you need to make sure that when you loan and do something that is going to give you money back, not something that is going to be, or maybe you're going to repay it without getting money back, or something that is not going to pay itself. For example, when you buy a loan for a property rental, meaning that when you pay that loan, you're not going to pay that loan according to your pockets with your own money. The people who are going to be your residents are the one that is going to pay that loan. That's asset-based debt. It pays itself back. Now, let me explain and give you examples so that you can be able to understand what I'm saying. Imagine you're selling wigs and you have a contact you are sure that if you get that supply of maybe $1,000, it will give you $300 profit. For example, so you decide to get $10,000 loan at 5% interest, which is equivalent to maybe $500. You use the loan to restock and make $3,000 profit in 1 month. So after paying $500 interest, you are left with $2,500 profit. Do you see the game? Now let me explain when it comes to what, when it comes to rents, because majority of my people are in South Africa. So imagine you're selling wigs and you have a contact. You are sure that if you get a supply of maybe 1,000, it will give you maybe 300 rand profits. So you decide to get 10,000 rand loan at 5% interest, which is interest of how much? 500 rand. So you going to do what? You're going to use the loan to restock and make 3,000 rand profit in 1 month. After paying 500 rand interest, you left with what? With 2,500 profit. Do you see the game? Now I'm pretty sure that maybe you understand what I'm trying to say. So how do you become rich through loans? Here are 5 solid steps that the wealthy are using. This is the things that I've been learning for the past maybe 3 to 4 years, how to be able to make money or becoming rich through loans. So step number 1, you learn how money works. So before teaching any loans, these are the things that you need to understand. So you need to understand assets versus liabilities. And then again, you need to understand the profit margin, and then return on investment, and then interest rate, and then the last one, which is cash flow. So when you speak about asset versus liabilities, assets are the things that are going to give you money, but liabilities are things that are going to take out money out of your pocket. So the profit margin is the difference between the things that you are selling and the person that is going to pay. So between those things, the profit margin is the money that you are going to keep. And then the return on investment are the things that maybe you are investing 10,000 and the returns are going to be 50,000. Then that maybe 40,000 is a return on investment, because we invested only 10,000 but we are getting 50,000. So the difference is how much? Is 40,000 rand. And also the interest rate, remember when you take out the loans, it's going to come with interest. So you need to know how to calculate the interest rate so that you don't end up being on break even or maybe on a loss. So the last one, which is cash flow, how to make money after getting the loan. So financial ignorance is more dangerous than the loans itself. Step number 2, build or buy a money system. A money system is something that is going to generate money over time. So a loan is useless if there's no system to multiply it. So if you're taking a loan in order, or maybe if you haven't really made or maybe build a system that is going to multiply that loan or that money that you have been loaned from the bank, then it means it is useless. So your system can be a business. A business is going to generate money over time and is going to make more money than the loan that you have received from the bank. And also a digital product is one of the best things that you can consider when you're taking out a loan to invest. Remember, when we speak about digital product, we're speaking about things that are not tangible, things that are on the internet. So when you take out loan, when it comes to digital product, it means that you are going to consider doing what? Doing a proper marketing, and marketing needs money. So you're taking out a loan in order to market your digital product to make more money. And then again, real estate. This is one of the best things that you can do for yourself. Taking out a loan to invest in a property. So that means it's a what? It's a real estate. So you're going to generate money over time, and also equipment for service delivery. So no system, no loan. If you don't have any system to multiply that loan, meaning that you don't have to take out loan. And then we go into step number 3, which is start with small safe loans. You don't have to rush to take out loan. So that's why I'm saying that you need to start with small safe loans in order to master this strategy of becoming rich through loans. So don't rush. Practice with small businesses, loans, and cooperative credit. So you need to take it step by step. You need to start smaller in order to go big. So once you master things smaller, that's when you can be able to scale your business or whatever that you are taking a loan for. So test how your system handled it. So you need to make sure that you test out your system, whether it's working or what. You can't come up with a system and then go all out, maybe 100 million or maybe 10 million, $1 million loan or rent. It doesn't work like that. Let me give you 3 reasons why you should start small. Number 1, pay back on time. It gives you the ability to be able to meet the deadline. So that's one of the important things. And then number 2, it builds trust with the bank. So meaning that the bank is going to trust you that you are paying on time. And the last one, which is building financial discipline. So it treats you, or it makes you be able to master the discipline when it comes to financials. Remember, when it comes to financials, discipline is one of the most important things that you need to consider. Now, step number 4, use the loan strictly for what produces income. So don't use loans for something that doesn't, or maybe that does not going to produce income. So whatever that you are going to invest in with that loan, make sure that it produces what? Income. That's why I'm saying start small in order to see that this thing, it is really working. Don't borrow maybe $10,000 or maybe rent to enjoy life. Borrow it to expand what's already working. And then the money should go into what? Should go into inventory, marketing, tools, hiring help, anything that brings more income. That's where the money needs to go. Now, step number 5, let your profit pay back the loan, not your sweat. Meaning that you take the loan, you invest, and then the profits are the ones that are going to pay back the loan. So this is the ultimate goal. Use the bank's money, build with it, make profit, pay back, and grow again. Rise and repeat. That's how smart entrepreneurs rise. Now, a loan is not your enemy. So poor people and the middle class are making it look like it's your enemy. A loan is not your enemy, it's a friend. You need to understand loan as if it's your friend in order to use them. Do you know the saying of keep your friends closer and your enemy closer? So when they say a loan is your enemy, you can keep your enemy closer in order to understand them or maybe to destroy them. So your enemy is what? Poor money habits, ignorance of financial systems, borrowing without vision, and borrowing for status, not strategy. When you borrow money for strategy, not what? Not for status. And also borrow it with vision. Have a vision. Why are you borrowing money? And then don't be ignorant when it comes to financial systems. Understand financial systems, understand how money works, and also don't have a poor money habit. Fix this. Once you fix those things that I have just spoken about, and loans will become your ladder to wealth. Now that we have come to the end of the video, let me give you a summary of what I have just spoken about. I've spoken about the poor fear loans. The poor fear loans. So people who are poor fear loans. They don't understand how loans works and how you can be able to take advantage of them. The rich uses loans. The rich take advantages of loans to multiply their wealth. And the wise ones study how to turn borrowed money into generational wealth. Money is neutral. Your mindset determines its results. So if this video helped you, please make sure that you share it with anyone or someone that you want to see them succeed, or your friends, your family, anyone who needs help, because we need to utilize the loans to our advantage. And someone on your maybe Facebook timeline needs to stop running from the very same thing that could change their lives. That's why you need to make sure that you share this video with those people in order for them to change their lives. And the last thing, please comment down below what's one thing you learned about using loans wisely. I will make sure that I will read your comments and respond to all your comments. By the way, don't forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel to learn valuable things when it comes to financials and also side hustles. Right now on the screen, there is a video. Please make sure that you click on that video. I will see you right there. That video is very powerful and valuable. Trust me.